Evan Carmichael is an author, speaker, and a YouTuber who Gary Vee called a content DJ that inspires people. He went from making $300 per month and being a shy introvert to having over 300 million people watch his YouTube videos. Need motivation?
Watch the top 10 with Believe Nation.
Top 10, I got a top 10. Got my motivation high for my top 10. Gotta learn from the wise women and men. All my life, like 9 and 9. For my top 10, top 10, 9 and 9. This one's for my top 10.
Hey, it's Nina Carmichael. We made this video because you're the most ambitious person in your circle. You know you are capable of more, and you get that push by surrounding yourself with the best. So today, let's learn from one of the best, my husband Evan Carmichael, and my take on his top 10 rules for success. Enjoy! Okay, let's kick it off with rule number 1, climb forever.
Why do you get depressed after you accomplish a goal? You celebrate a goal for 5 minutes, and then you're sad. Why is that? It's because you had the wrong goal. Your goal should not be to climb to the top of the mountain because the only spot left is to go down. Your goal should be to climb forever. You never stop climbing. You're on a mission. You're trying to save the world. Stop asking, when can I stop? You don't. You don't want to. You want to climb forever. You don't want to stop. Not now, not ever, because you are on a mission. So one of my biggest fears is the aging rock star. I look at some of these rock stars who made it big when they're in their 20s or 30s, and then as they get into their 40s, 50s, sometimes even 60s, they're still playing, which is great. They're still on tour, which is awesome. But what are the songs that they're singing? The songs that they're singing are still the ones that they came up with when they're in their 20s or 30s. And I can't imagine that. I can't imagine coming up with a video in my 20s. Was I on YouTube in my 20s? I was 10 years ago, right? April 2009. I was on 9? Wow, I'm getting old. April 2009. Yes, April 2009. So I was 29 when my first video went up. Great. If I'm still showing that video all the time, if I'm still showing my 40th video, then that's the one that hit. I just feel like it's such a letdown. I mean, it's great that you're still on tour. It's great that you're still being asked to get on stage, but to sing the same songs over and over and over again, for me, I'm not trying to judge or say that they suck. For me, I'm terrified of that. I don't want that to be me. I don't want to think of the video that I made last year is my best video ever, and all I'm gonna do for the rest of my life is just play that same video over and over and over and over again. I want to climb forever. I want to challenge myself to come up with new stories each time, whenever possible, making these kind of videos. I want to always push the envelope. I want to always discover new formats. I want to always look at splitting up my channel or bringing them all back together or launching a course. Always something new. Always climbing. I don't see it as this mountaintop. There is no mountaintop. You're on the staircase and you're climbing forever and you're never going to get to the top. You don't want to get to the top. That's sadness. That's despair. When you've accomplished everything there is to accomplish, you hate your life. That sucks. You celebrate. This is what happens for high achievers, right? You celebrate for 5 minutes, like, man, we did it. And then it's a big letdown. When I crossed 2 million subscribers on my YouTube channel, 1 million subscribers, I didn't want to celebrate. Like, because the day-to-day is a celebration. Because this is celebration. This, making this video right here. This is my celebration moment. The process, the actual part of climbing, right? I'm trying to get better every single time. 6,000 videos later, still going. When do I stop? I don't. I want to make 6 million videos, right? My goal of hitting 1 billion entrepreneurs, I don't actually want to hit 1 billion entrepreneurs. I want to have a goal so big that I never do it. And so I don't want to be that aging rock star. I hope that when I'm 95 years old, I may, not have my mind totally there. My body might be giving up on me, but I'm hoping that I'm still trying to push the envelope, still trying to do more, do my best. And maybe if I get lazy, complacent, slow, if I start complaining, you catch me complaining when I'm 95 years old, show me this video back. Show me this video and say, look, you've become what you said you didn't want to become, right? Hold me accountable. I think as soon as you stop growing, you're dying. And I think that's why so many people are unhappy, because they've actually stopped growing a long time ago. And so don't be the aging rock star. I don't want it for me. I don't want it for you either.
Rule number number 2, lose scarcity mindset.
You are staying small because you're afraid. You're afraid of the worst case scenario coming true, losing, having no money, and being embarrassed. But you know you're capable of more. You know the way that you're going about doing things right now is nothing compared to what you're capable of. Unless you lose that scarcity mindset, you're always gonna stay small, knowing that you are capable of more. Today I'm gonna show you how. So one of the easiest ways to get out of your scarcity mindset is to go from idea to action. As soon as you get an idea, you do something about it. And sometimes often that idea is gonna be too big, too scary, too crazy. You can't do it. Who are you to do this? You don't have the money, resources, time, connections, energy, right? All of that, all of the excuses that come into your head. I like to teach myself that as soon as I get an idea, I go do something. It may not work, but you have genius ideas, trust them, go do something.
Rule number 3, chase down your goals.
Most people either have no idea who they are and what they want, or they do, but they don't have the courage and confidence to chase it down. If you don't know who you are and what you want, then that needs to be your immediate priority. That's the single most important exercise that you can do right now. If you know what you want, but you're not chasing after it, having more confidence in who you are will give you the courage to chase it down. Either way, I'm gonna give you the answers in this video. So when I first started making videos, I sucked. You can go back, you can watch the first one. It was April 2009, over 10 years ago. I sucked, I was nervous, I was shy, I was trying to memorize lines, I was sitting down, I was in a suit, I was sweating. I sucked, it was brutal. And making videos isn't a logical choice for someone like me. I was introverted, I still am. I was afraid of being in front of the camera. I'm looking into the lens and the red light went on and I went blank. I was trying to memorize my lines just on paper. If you saw me and you said what I was good at and then put me in a situation where I'm making videos, said, don't do that, that's not for you. Here's the thing, I liked it. I wasn't good at it, but I liked it. And when you like something, with enough effort, enough practice, most things, you can be great at it. Now I'm still on my journey. I still have a long way to go. There's still people I look up to, guys like Gary, who are crushing it and say, I still have my journey to get better on, but I'm a lot better than I was when I started. And now I'm off doing keynote speeches and I'm getting flown out and getting paid to speak in front of audiences. And I'm growing a channel with 2 million subscribers and then these sub channels on top of them. It's crazy because I was doing a thing that on paper, I wasn't supposed to be good at, but I just loved it. And that's where the self-awareness piece comes in. Because you will get an idea to go off and try something, but you'll judge the idea and you'll say, I can't do this because I don't have X and Y and Z and I'm not good enough and tall enough and smart enough or whatever enough, right? I'm not enough. And then you play small for life and you have uncertainty and you're walking on quicksand and you end up being pulled into making somebody else's dreams come true instead of you actually chasing your own version of your life down. Because you're thinking about all the reasons why you're not gonna win instead of the 8 why you will. So take it from me, a guy who's introverted, afraid of the camera, shy, doesn't like talking to people. If I can get here, so can you on your dreams.
Rule number 4, spend time with yourself.
I feel like I'm always spending time with myself. I'm always talking to myself. I'm always reminding myself of how awesome I am, of the ideas that I have are great and I need to start acting on them. I'm very aware of my thoughts, my feelings, my emotions, and whenever it's not feeling right, I switch, and I'll switch on a dime. As soon as this YouTube channel stops feeling worth it, not fun anymore, wrong energy, I'm out. And I'll just leave it behind and move on and go do something else. I think the same thing of meditation. I haven't been able to maintain and find value in a meditation practice because I think there's two sides of meditation and I only recently learned the difference. The first is about focus and presence. I'm always focused, I'm almost always focused in presence. I'm 85% in the moment focused and 15% thinking about the future and 0% thinking backwards. Somebody asked me that question, how much time do you spend past, present, future in your day-to-day? Like 0 about the past. That's why I have a poor memory. Mark Drager says I have a poor memory. I just don't live in the past. So I don't remember most things because they don't matter to me. They don't apply to me. I'm not thinking about, even when you ask me how old I am, I have to think about the year. Who cares? I was born in 1980, May 20th, 1980. How is that relevant? Because you want to compare your journey to mine, that I've come this far at 39 and you made it this far at 24 or 54 or whatever. I don't know. I just don't think that way. I think zero going backwards. And then most of the time it's present and a little bit future forward thinking. Whenever I'm feeling stuck, I'll spend more time with myself. If I feel like I need to go for a walk, I'll go for a walk. It's just paying attention to feelings. Another conversation I get into with Mark constantly is, I don't remember what I said, but I remember how I felt. And that's mostly where I live, just in the lens of feelings and constantly talking to myself.
If you are more confident and motivation, please check out our 254 series. The link is in the description below.
Find whatever the smallest first step is, and then the smallest next step is, and continue to build those steps. And when you look back, you'll have realized that you made some pretty significant progress.
The people who win work the hardest because they love what they do. Try to find something else that you're deeply passionate about, that you absolutely love doing, absolutely love writing about, and be the best at that as well.
Rule number 5, take action.
The reason why you are not chasing your big dream is because you're afraid that it's going to fail. You're afraid that it's not going to work, and what people will say about you and what you will think about yourself. But what's the alternative? It's sitting on your idea for years, never taking your shot because you're afraid, and living the rest of your life in regret, knowing that you had an opportunity, but were too afraid to take it. The way to not have regrets is to be always taking action. To, as soon as you get an idea, go do something about it. I had a great podcast with my friend Mark Drager a couple weeks ago, a month ago or so, where he was asking me about regret. And I used to always tell this story of, imagine you have a hangnail and how much that hurts, and it's all you can think about when you have a hangnail. But if somebody punches you in the arm, you don't feel the hangnail anymore because this hurts more, right? You focus on what hurts more, and suddenly this one doesn't hurt as much. That's how I would use regret. I would always think about whatever pain that I'm in right now, this thing that I want to do, but I'm afraid. I would imagine that this thing is going to be the best thing of all time, that this video I'm going to make, this speech I'm going to give, this client I'm going to meet is going to be the best of all time. And if I don't do it, I'm going to regret it for the rest of my life. For decades, I'm going to regret not taking action. And so the pain of doing the thing is the hangnail, and the future pain of regret for decades is the punch to the arm. And so it inflicts so much pain on me that then I have to go off and do that thing. And I used that for over a decade. Over a decade. That's the lens through which I made decisions and saw the world. But for the past 2 years, I haven't done that at all. I haven't talked about it. I haven't done it for myself because I talk about the things that I live. And I'm thinking, why? Why don't I do that anymore? Why don't I use future regret to fuel me? And I found that's because I'm always taking action. Because as soon as I get an idea, I do something. And so I don't judge the idea. I don't say, why me? I don't ponder on the idea. I don't just default to strategizing and thinking. I don't think, why did I come up with this? Why am I thinking about this? I just do it. You get an idea, you go off and do it. And that's been my mindset for the past year and a half, 2 years. And as a result, the breakthrough was, you don't live with regret. If you're always taking action on the ideas that you have, you don't live with regret. You might regret some of the things that you end up doing, but most of the things that you regret are not the things done, it's the actions undone. Not taken. The action's not taken. You don't regret the things that you did, you regret the things that you didn't do. That's most people, right? There may be a couple things that you regret that you did, but for the most part, it's the things that you were too afraid to do that you regret for the rest of your life. And so if you're constantly doing, if you're constantly taking action, if you're always jumping, then you don't have regrets. And it's been an interesting way that I now see the world, and hopefully you can learn from. As soon as you get an idea, you go off and you do something. You do that, you won't have any regrets.
Rule number 6, conquer fear.
Everything that you want out of life is on the other side of your biggest fears. You want something more. You know you're capable of something more. You'll come up with a great reason why you can't do that something more, but really, you're just afraid. If you want a breakthrough, if you want that dream life, you need to change the way you think about fear, or it will handicap you for the rest of your life. So my biggest fear is disappointing people. I'm afraid that whatever I'm gonna do, I might disappoint somebody, and that keeps me playing small. And so whenever I can recognize it, then I have to go all in and do it just to show myself, because it allows you to play on a bigger stage every time. And that big fear you have is still there. It doesn't go away. You're just capable of slaying a bigger dragon each time. So what used to count as disappointing people, or my fear of disappointing people, might have been going to a coffee meeting and helping an entrepreneur. I remember one time super clearly that I was booking a meeting with an entrepreneur, and I was so worried that I was going to disappoint her that I was hoping that she would cancel. And the story I told myself was, I'm too busy, I got all this stuff to do. You know, the realistic reasons that you can convince yourself, right? They weren't stupid reasons, they were realistic. But deep down was, I'm just afraid. I'm afraid that she's going to show up and I'm not going to give her value. It's a deep fear. And then once I went to go meet her, it was amazing. I remember sitting in my car and saying, wow, like an hour and a half ago, I was hoping that she was going to cancel on me, and this is the greatest thing of all time, right? Your biggest fears prevent you from living the life that you want. And so I'm afraid of disappointing people. Most of the time you can't catch it. I think we play small by default. I think your greatest fear owns you and is giving you tons of logical reasons why you can't do that thing. But whenever you catch it, whenever you do actually catch and say, I think this is just my fear talking, that means it's go time. That means you have to do it just to teach yourself that you're able to conquer it and move to a greater level of success.
Rule number 7, be a problem solver.
Making money is about solving problems. That's the core of business. Someone has a problem, you see a solution, they pay you to solve it. If you're not making money, it's because you haven't solved a big enough problem yet. So let's use my YouTube channels as an example. Now we got so many YouTube channels, it's crazy. I saw a problem. I saw a need, right? I wanted visual content. I wanted to learn from successful entrepreneurs, and I wanted it done in a visual way. I used to read books a lot because books was the only way that I was able to get this information. I didn't have mentors to teach me about business, right? I had my parents who were amazing, who taught me how to be a human, but I didn't have any face-to-face mentors that I can go to, so I went to books. But I'm a visual learner. I'd much rather see it. I get a lot more by seeing Simon talk about a message than by reading his book. I just do. It's how I learn. And I think a lot of people are visual learners. And so it's why I started my YouTube channel. I started showcasing successful stories. I started sharing my story as well in the process. And it's been that duality from the beginning of saying, here's what you can learn from successful people, and here's my message as well. So DJ plus thought leader mixed together, and here we go. And we've had success because it solves the problem. Because a lot of you have the same problem. My problem is your problem. You want more success around you. You want to be surrounded by these people just like I did. And instead of you having to watch 40 hours of Simon Sinek content to find the best and mush it together, I do it for you. I actually didn't want to even have a YouTube channel. I didn't want to do this. I wish you did this. If one of you did this, I would just subscribe. Be great, be free. Here we go, amazing. It didn't exist. It wasn't out there. So I did it. And that's the process. You could scratch your own itch. You can see what problems other people have. But success in business comes from solving other people's problems. You subscribe to this channel because you like the content, because hopefully like the content. It adds value to your life. It solves a problem. It sets you up for the day. That's why I have this morning espresso series. It's 5 times a week, Monday to Friday, set you up for the day, give you this shot of energy, motivation plus ideas to help you go off and build your business. This is the problem that I solve. What's the big problem that you solve?
Rule number 8, trigger yourself for success.
The trick to getting yourself into action mode is to trigger yourself for success. Triggering yourself for success means you've taken the decision making out of it, that as soon as you come up with an idea, you have trained yourself by default into action mode. You see, your brain will always talk you down from things because it's trying to keep you safe, and it only understands a world that currently exists that is logical and practical. Until you learn to trigger yourself for success, you will constantly doubt your thoughts, your ideas, and your actions. This video is gonna help. So today, I wanna talk about this bag right here. A lot of you leave comments, the newer fans of the channel say, why is Doritos sponsoring your videos? Evan, why don't you have a healthier sponsor? Don't you know what bad Doritos does to your body? You should be promoting healthy living. Doritos is not a sponsor, guys. This is triggering me for success every single day. And this isn't just some tiny bag. It looks small looking back here, but let me bring this up. Look at that. This is right next to my face. Look at how big that bag of Doritos is. I have a strategy, and it's a weird strategy, so maybe you'll love it, maybe you won't, but I have a strategy called Damn the Doritos. I look at this bag. So I'm sitting, this is how I'm working, right? I'm not sitting, I'm standing. I'm standing on a trampoline. This is my workspace right now, right? I'm standing here, I'm working. In the corner of my eye, I got Steve Jobs up here, and I got this giant bag of Doritos. All I want to do is eat this bag all day long. I want to destroy this bag of Doritos. Look at that giant chip. Oh, I'm gonna start drooling soon. I love it. I want to eat that all day long. This bag is here as a reminder of how great I am. This is the mental conversation inside my head. Evan, you're awesome. You're awesome for not eating those Doritos every day. And I want it as a reminder. People say, doesn't it take a lot of willpower? No, it builds, for me at least, builds the willpower, builds my strength. Every time I see that bag of Doritos, makes me feel better about myself that I'm not eating it and I have the strength to keep going. And so why I have that here is when you're on a diet, right? This is how it began. When you're on a diet, your friends, your family, the experts will say, get rid of all the junk food from your house, get rid of it all, because otherwise you'll be tempted and then you're gonna eat it and then you're gonna ruin your diet. I think that is actually teaching yourself that you suck. You're teaching yourself, I'm a weird duck, you're teaching yourself that you are not strong enough to be around the thing, and so I need to get it out of my environment. The only way that I can stick to this thing is if this other stuff is nowhere close to me. I think you're telling yourself that you suck. I think it's a big crutch. And just like when you break your leg, you have a crutch. Your ultimate goal is to not have a crutch. It's to walk, it's to run, it's to be stronger than before, right? And so as a step one, maybe it's good, right? As a step one, okay, fine. You broke your leg, you have a crutch. You want to get on a diet, you're addicted to junk food, get it out of the house, awesome. But as soon as you go on vacation, as soon as you go to an office party, as soon as you go to New Year's, any kind of party, you're gonna destroy the food because you've trained yourself every day that you suck, that you're not capable. I think you're a genius. I think you're stronger than you think. And so I tested it first with myself and I thought, you know what? Doritos are my nemesis, right? I love Doritos. Oh my gosh, just looking at that bag. So I went to Costco and bought the giant size bag of Doritos and said, I'm gonna put this on my desk all day long. Because damn the Doritos, because the Doritos are stronger than me? I don't think so, right? I'm Evan Carmichael. And same thing for you. That thing that is holding you, that's stronger than you? I don't think so. Remember who you are. Remember how strong you are. And that's what this is here for. And it's been awesome to see people now take this up. A friend of the channel, Liron, was trying to get off of sugar. And he has this coffee cup with a saucer and he drinks his morning coffee and he put 2 packets of sugar on the saucer right next to the coffee. So he pours his coffee, has the sugar right next to it, and then he just starts drinking it and puts it down and looks at the sugar packs and then just drinks the coffee again and puts it down, looks at the sugar packs, and his wife thinks he's crazy. And he's a little crazy too. You gotta be a little bit weird duck, but I think this is actually how you build your strength. Mark Drager, another friend of the channel, is addicted to the Peak Friends cookies. You know, the ones that have the red on the inside and the cream in the middle. Those are among my favorites too. And so his COO, when he heard this, went out and bought all these boxes of Peak Friends and put it on Mark's desk. And he opened it up. And this is one of my favorite things to do. Whenever I'm around Doritos or something I really love to eat, not just say, oh, put that away from me. Don't be around me. I can't have that. And not just look at it. I want to smell it. So Mark took these cookies, brought it right up here. Peak Friend cookies, right up here. Oh, and you can just see the joy on his face just as he's bringing back memories and just what those cookies are gonna taste like when they enter his stomach and just goodness everywhere, right? The smile on his face, maybe a little bit of drool coming out, you just, and then put the cookies down and walk away. And how great that makes you feel as a human to say, here's one of my biggest weaknesses of all time. Bring it. I own you. Put it down and walk away, right? I think that's how you actually build strength, by doing those difficult things, by triggering yourself for success. Every time I see the Doritos bag, I feel better about myself, I feel stronger about myself, and I want you to do the same thing. If any of you are gonna take on that kind of challenge, I wanna hear you, I wanna follow you, I wanna see how your journey is going, because it can be one of the biggest, most important life-changing decisions that you embark on.
Rule number 9, get excuses out of your way.
Most people focus on the problem instead of the solution, and that is why they fail. I like to say that there are a million reasons why your ideas will never work out and only 8 why they will. Either way, you're right. So it's better to focus on the 8. Your heroes, the people that you look up to, the people that you love and want to be like, right? Your heroes all succeeded with less than what you currently have right now. If they can all do it, so can you. The only thing in your way are your excuses. So one of the things that I love most about both my wife and my team is that they're always willing to find a way. One of the things that Nina loves most about herself, I had her fill out this form maybe 2 years ago of like, what do you love most about yourself? And at the top was, she's a fast learner. She loves learning new things. She loves taking on new challenges. And I love that. I love that about her. And I love that in people. I think you should be a fast learner. I think you should love learning. I think you should always be taking on new opportunities. Right now on my YouTube channel, I've split up my channel into 8 or 9 different channels, and then just recently I split them up again where we launched a top 10 channel just for the top 10 videos. So the top 10 videos aren't on my main channel anymore, and then we're doing an everything channel where if you just want all the content, it's all on one spot. So it's chaos, it's crazy. My whole team has to be restructured and everybody's taking on new projects and responsibilities, and we were supposed to have a 1-month transition phase to do it. That was the recommendation. That was the aggressive recommendation, is to have a 1-month transition period. And for me, 1 month just is death. It's just death. I mean, I said, oh, okay, great, 1 month. But then as I'm into it, on the Tuesday of like the first week, like, guys, we need to launch like this weekend. We need to launch this weekend. Let's go, right? And there's so many reasons why it's not going to work, and there's so many problems, and yes, we're going to make so many mistakes, and people aren't trained properly, and there's more work, and we need to, you know, we figure out who wants to do what and how. So many issues. Awesome, let's go. I think about Ray, for example, on my team, who has been doing all these thumbnails. So I have a set design for my top 10 rules thumbnails that people love, and it's been going like that for years. And I've always been on my team to say, I don't care that everybody thinks our thumbnails are great. They can be better. How do we make them better? And so finally, after years of testing, we finally found the format that would win, that would beat our original thumbnails. And there's minor differences. We zoom in on the face, we got rid of the second logo, we make the text bigger, minor differences. And then Ray's been going back and updating split tests, doing against our old videos. And we have 1,400 different split tests on our videos. It's crazy. I think I split test more than anybody on YouTube. So he's going back and updating all the old thumbnails and trying to prove a winner each time. And he's maybe, I don't know, halfway through. These are, think about it, how many videos we have on the channel. We've got 6,000 videos. A lot of them are top 10s. Now with this change, I found a new format. We found a new format, a new thumbnail, different color scheme, different text, different pictures, different logo, new thumbnail format, and we found that it's working. And so I said, Ray, I know you just changed all the thumbnails. We gotta do it again. He's like, this is so exciting, let's go. Like, I love this guy so much, right? Where most people, what are they're gonna complain. They're gonna say, I just did all this work on this other thing, right? You don't wanna be around people like that, and you definitely don't wanna be that. For too many people, the problem is for so many people, that's you. That's not even people around you, that's you. You're thinking about all the sunk costs that you put into something. You're thinking about, I invested so much into this thing, and now you want me to shift everything? Yep. You need to be on the yep side now. You need to adopt that kind of mindset, that kind of personality. That just because I worked before, it doesn't mean it's gonna keep working. You find something new, it's better. Let's go. This is what the whole game is about.
Rule number 10, match your ambition to your mission.
The number one biggest thing that you are missing is momentum. You're a genius. You've got Michael Jordan level talent. You are the best in the world at something. But until you match your effort to your capabilities, your dreams will never happen. So yesterday I had a young preacher reach out to me on Instagram. Young, like early teenager, reach out to me on Instagram and say, hey Evan, I'm a preacher. I'm trying to get my career going. I want to make YouTube videos. I want to spread a message. Can you watch my video and give me some feedback? And first off, I love young entrepreneurs who are going after it, who are not just sitting there making excuses as to why they can't because they don't come from the family, they don't have the right education, they don't have the right gear to make a video. And here's this guy, just takes out his phone against a simple background, poor lighting, doesn't matter, right? Just takes out his phone, starts recording the video, and he's pretty good, right? For a kid who's 14, 15, 16 years old, he's pretty good. He's way better than I was. He's way better than I was when I started making videos at, I don't know when I started making videos, 10 years ago. How old am I now? 39, 29. He's better at 14, 15, 16 than I was at 29. That's amazing. I love it. But here's the thing. He was only making a video once a week. And so I said, I love it, man. But you gotta match your actions to your ambitions. You gotta keep going. If you wanna be the greatest preacher on the planet, you gotta make more content. One, to practice, right? If you're a thought leader, if you're an expert, if what you are creating comes from here and you just speak it out, you need to be making a video every day. Every day. If you can freestyle as an artist, as a rapper, you should be making a video every single day. Now, if your videos require some massive setup, not because it's about the quality of your thought, but it's about fancy stunts or something that requires a lot more, fine. But if it's thought leadership, if it's content that's just coming out of your head, right? The quality of your ideas every single day. Once you get better, the more you do it, the better you're gonna get. It took me 350 videos until I wasn't completely embarrassed by my own content, right? I couldn't watch it back because I was too embarrassed. But oh, so bad. Now as I watch my videos, it's funny, whenever Nina comes in and she's seeing me watch my videos, I always have this big grin on my face, like I'm cheering myself on, like yeah, that's really good. And there's definitely still tons of room to improve, but it took me 350 videos before I wasn't completely embarrassed. And now I'm 6,000 or something videos in. It's hard to keep track. Your actions have to map to your ambitions. So if that's you, if you've got ideas, you've got knowledge, stop coming up with excuses and make the content, film it and post today and again tomorrow and again the next day and again the next day. And when you're creating so much content, one, again, you're getting better because the quantity leads to the quality, but two, you get less attached to one video having to be the thing. So often you make one piece of content, one painting, one song, one video, you make it, and then that has to be the thing. You're getting feedback and you're destroyed if it doesn't take off. If this video doesn't take off, great. Next, right? Next. Keep going, keep creating. You need momentum. So your actions have to map to your ambitions. Right? Whatever idea you have in your head, you want to be the next Oprah of whatever industry, great. Let's see it. Let's see it in the work. Let's see it in the energy. Let's see it in the output that you are creating every single day.
Now I've got a very special bonus clip on to have more self-awareness that I think you're gonna enjoy. But before that, it's time for the question of the day. How will you fix your scarcity mindset? And if you made it this far in the video and you promise to take action after watching, I want to celebrate you. Give me a hashtag believe in the comment below.
Albert Einstein once wrote, "Everybody is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid." That's why awareness is so important. If you're not happy, if you're not fulfilled, if you don't feel like you're making progress, it's because you're a fish trying to climb a tree instead of where you should be, which is swimming. And if you don't figure that out, and soon you're gonna live your whole life believing that you're stupid when you are a genius. One of my favorite stories as I was trying to launch my YouTube channel was I was trying to learn from different people. I was trying to take in input, learn from the experts. I didn't know what I was doing. I was a scared, shy introvert, afraid of being in front of the camera, afraid of putting videos up. And so I needed help and I asked for help. And there was one guy in particular who was giving me a lot of feedback and help and improving my channel. And then I wanted to take it in a different direction. The advice he gave me was amazing. It was helpful. I was seeing results. And then I wanted to make a video around believe. I just figured out what my one word was. I found believe. I wanted to make a video about believe, and he didn't like it. I put it together, it was 6 minutes long, and he told me no video on the internet should be 6 minutes long. You don't understand how the internet works. Nobody's gonna watch this video. And it was really heartbreaking because this was a mentor of mine. This was somebody who was giving me feedback and advice, and it was working. And so he's telling me that this new thing I was doing was wrong, it would never work, that I don't understand how the internet works. And I didn't know what to do. And I think a younger version of me would have said, okay, well, something must be wrong. This guy has experience, he's in the industry. He wasn't just some random person on the street. He had been making videos his whole career. He's had successes before. A younger Evan would have said, okay, I guess it's wrong. I should fix it. I should do something else. But because of me finding my one word, having that self-awareness and feeling like I loved it, like I liked this video. Sure, it was 6.5 minutes, but I liked it. And at the time, now in context, this video is gonna be longer than 6.5 minutes, but at the time, most videos weren't very long on YouTube. It was a different era when I was starting off. And I said, you know what, I don't care, I'm gonna post it. It's about belief, I love it, I'm proud of this. If nobody else watches it, at least I took my shot and I put it up. And that video became my best video on the channel. At the time, my best video was 100,000 views in a year. That was my Chris Gardner story. And I was so proud of that video, put so much work in, and when you hit 100,000, you're like, oh, so many people saw this video, it's crazy. And it took a year to get there. And then this video within the first month already crossed 100,000 views.
If you want to watch another top 10 rules of my husband Evan Carmichael, check out the video next to me. I think you're gonna enjoy. I will see you there. Believe.